Back in 1992, The Lawnmower Man gave us a look into the future of our favorite hobby. Admittedly, Dr. Lawrence Angelo and Job are still years ahead of us, sporting some almost Ready Player One equipment to play their competitive VR racer. But despite all the differences, I can't help but think of The Lawnmower Man when I play Beat Blaster, a game with an unfortunate name, but one that almost delivers on a promise that a science fiction movie made to us about the future, more than 27 years ago. Beat Blaster sports 30 levels of insane, almost endless runner-style action. It's not quite a wave shooter, not quite a rail shooter, but blissfully straddles an arcade-like genre somewhere in between. You speed through each level as fast as possible, shooting enemies, avoiding bullets, obstacles, and unlocking doors, and if you get hit even once, it's game over, and you're sent back to the beginning of the stage to try again. Each new level introduces another element of danger, and each one will inevitably piss you off until you learn how to deal with it effectively. And after attempting the stage 10 times before finally succeeding, you'll have plenty of practice with the new obstacle until it simply becomes just another thing you're good at. My favorite of these is having to unlock doors using ever more complicated methods, a mechanic that Dick Wilde 2 toyed with but never fleshed out, like the fast-paced, puzzle-centric doors in Beat Blaster. It should be noted that there are no power-ups, no new weapons, and no ability to turn, jump, or move backwards. It's all, as advertised, extremely straightforward, utilizing a simple graphical style and decent music that, if I'm being honest, you won't even notice because you'll be too busy frantically shooting and dodging to think about Beat Blaster's aesthetics.
Legendary.
Each stage is procedurally generated, which in a game like this is a double-edged sword. It means you can't memorize the level, only enemy weak points and obstacle patterns, forcing you to get good at the overall game, not just each level specifically. The real downside is that sometimes this can lead to cheap enemy placement or generate one that's already firing at you before you can see it, leaving you no time to compensate for the attack. A small percentage of my game over screens came from what I perceived to be unavoidable or unexplained deaths, which would be much more frustrating if Beat Blaster wasn't so quick to let me try again. Beat Blaster's other huge downfall is that not every control scheme for movement works terribly well. I found head tilting to be too sensitive and the analog sticks to be somewhat janky, almost to the point of being unplayable, forcing me to use the head positioning option instead, which itself involves quite a learning curve before it starts feeling natural. Eventually it does though, meaning that the only thing left to decide is what kind of controller you want to use for firing. Everything is supported, and even though dual moves are the best, most immersive option here, the DualShock 4 and aim controller both perform admirably. The $20 price tag for Beat Blaster initially seems massively overpriced, especially considering that I only found one control scheme that worked well for me. In fact, pretty much everything about it screams $10 at best. But once you get the hang of it, there's an addiction that kicks in, and with a platinum trophy waiting for me at the end of level 30, it's a game that I can't let go of until I finally mastered the last stage. It's not quite Lawnmower Man, but for $20, it's close enough.
Awesome. Legendary. Letter cleared.